Hi, Graham Locke from Locke Consultancy here. I just want to talk about Proptech. Proptech is a very hot topic at the moment, and there's a lot of fear about Proptech. There's a lot of misunderstanding about Proptech, and there's lots of it out there. So I really just want to give everyone my opinion on Proptech, and in particular the useful parts of it and the not so useful parts of it. And I think the underlying message for me really is that in this service industry that we work in, I talk about keeping our fees as high as we possibly can and not negotiating on those fees. And I think Proptech can do two things. It can help that argument, or on the other hand, if you over Proptech, which is possible, then you end up actually devaluing your core service again, which is not what you want to be doing. So you've got to be really careful about what parts of Proptech you embrace. And I think there's a lot of estate agents out there too tempted to over automate their services. And as soon as you take the human skill of what you're offering away from the customer and let them do it themselves, I think you're really in danger then of taking a haircut on fees. So what Proptech should you be using? Okay, the one you should be definitely using is giving the ability for potential sellers to book a valuation or market appraisal online 24 hours a day. That is a complete no-brainer. You're losing nothing by having that facility open. It's a very convenient thing for potential sellers to do. You absolutely would follow that booking up and talk to the vendor before you go around, of course. So you can't just rely on it to book itself and then you just turn up on the day. I think that's a mistake that some agents actually continue to do. So it's all about the convenience tools, but really important, as I said before, not to lose that human interaction and that element of relationship building and skill. But certainly booking a valuation online isn't something you should be daunted by or scared by. In regards to booking viewings online, I think that's a slightly different story, and you can take two views on that. One, you can say, well, it's very convenient for the viewer to be able to do that, but you really want to be speaking to your viewers. So if you're going to take the automated route for viewings and viewing arrangement, you still need to bear in mind you need to be speaking to that viewer and qualifying them, striking up a relationship with them. Have they got a property to sell? All the usual basics of estate agency. So what you mustn't do is just rely on it to take over your booking processes, and then you're not building those really important relationships. Live chat. Again, live chat is a really convenient way of people to communicate with your agency, but I would just be very wary of who's on the other end of the live chat. I've had a business before where we would do the live chats in-house organically. So we'd have somebody there doing live chat all day. We'd take it in turns. There'd be a way of covering the office hours. And out of hours, we might let it go to somebody else. We also have what's known as portal responders, auto responders out there now, which are quite interesting tools. I like these because it looks like you're open. It looks like you're active during the evenings and weekends when we're not officially open. And the portal responders can send out immediate requests for information. Repit have something in their system. I know OneDome have something very similar. So there's companies out there where you can plug and play these auto responders, and they're very good at following up a property inquiry with book a viewing request or book a valuation if the customer's got one to sell, and it can all be done offline while you're not around. We've also got things creeping in now like virtual viewings. So we've got agents not showing people around properties anymore, but allowing them to do that first viewing online. And again, I think you have to be very, very careful here that you're not sending a customer away from the relationship that you can build with them, because I think it's so important to build that relationship. So virtual viewings, I think it's a case of suck it and see. You might want to try it. I think a lot of it depends on how you follow it up. But again, as I said at the top of this VT, that we have to be really careful not to alienate ourselves and take ourselves away from the transaction or anyone who's part of it. So it's embracing the technology that's really going to add value and not replace what we're doing as a service industry. So that's really the underlying message. Now we also have instant valuations. So companies like Valpal, HomeTrack, they do this kind of stuff. And if you haven't tried it, it's a little hit and miss, but they seem to be getting better over time. And again, it's one of these things that you might have to try. Don't be too fearful of it. I've used it in the past, and yes, valuations can vary quite wildly, and you can get a valuation result between 400 and 600,000, which is no good to anybody. But what's important is how you then follow that instant valuation up, and you don't just leave it. And that's the impression that the potential seller's got of your agency, that you've valued it with a difference of 50% valuation, which is crazy. So the way you follow that up is important. But what it does engage people. It gives people a tool where they can come to your website, they have interaction with you. It's a quick fire thing, and sometimes it can be very accurate. And we can use them on valuations when we go out as well. But as I said, it's really about how you follow it up. What's your strategy behind an instant valuation offering? When I've built these in the past, I've built strategies behind them, and it's all about responsiveness to that instant valuation, particularly ones that are flagged where they are not very tight on the valuation and there's a lot of room for error. They need to be given a lot of attention in particular. But these are all strategies you can implement, and you can try these in your own business. And I would recommend the instant valuations, particularly if you are driving traffic to your website, because it's something for somebody to do. They can also be used in social media marketing, whatever platform you want to try it on. They're very successful on there because it gives people something to do. You're not just selling your service, you're offering an interaction of some kind, which is always good. Ultimately, Proptech should be there to enhance your offering, not replace your offering. I think that's really, really important. Enhance, not replace. The moment you start to rely on technology to do your job for you is the moment it's the beginning of the end. So I hope that's been a benefit for you. If you want to talk about Proptech any further, I'd be delighted to have a conversation with you about any of the stuff that I've spoken about today, any strategies that you want to implement into your agency, and it's all about getting the right blend. So if it's something you're interested in, feel free to drop me a message on LinkedIn, or you can visit my webpage lockconsultancy.com and book in a free consultation with me. Okay, thank you very much. Take care.